Police in Berea, Ohio were called to a home after a resident found a stranger sleeping on his couch. When officers arrived, they found the homeowner holding a weapon while arguing with an extremely intoxicated man. When police questioned the intruder, he said he thought he was in a horse barn at the Cuyahoga County Fairgrounds. Of course, he couldn't explain how he wound up sleeping on a couch instead of a bale of hay if he was in a barn. He then repeatedly told officers he worked at the home. When none of those stories worked, he eventually told police he had been staying at his brother's house. It was located just 2 doors away from the home where he was found asleep. He said he didn't mean any harm to the family. The 53-year-old man was arrested without incident. Police said he had an active warrant out of Lorain County. He pleaded no contest and was found guilty of misdemeanor charges of disorderly conduct and criminal trespassing in Berea Municipal Court. He was released on his own recognizance while awaiting sentencing. A judge ordered him not to consume alcohol as a condition of his release. And while we can certainly understand the judge's ruling, let's be realistic. If someone has a serious problem with alcohol, it's highly unlikely they will obey such an order. Coincidentally, Berea police also reported that a similar incident occurred where a resident was awakened at 1:30 in the morning. He said he was upstairs sleeping and heard noises. When he went downstairs to investigate, he found a stranger passed out on the couch. The startled homeowner then called police. Officers arrived and asked the man what he was doing there and if he knew where he was. The man said no. He also said he didn't remember where he was the previous night. The resident said he didn't want to press charges against the intruder. Police took the 43-year-old man outside and questioned him some more. He then admitted smoking marijuana as he was still intoxicated. Paramedics checked the man and said he was okay. Police then contacted his family and turned him over to the care of his father. We have done numerous stories on these type of intrusions, and one thing seems to stand out. It is seldom ever mentioned how the intruder got inside the home. But it's likely because people are still leaving their doors unlocked. Remember, not everyone wandering around at night is harmless. A California man was seen on surveillance video gaining entry into the El Pollo Loco restaurant in Costa Mesa. He broke through the drive-up window and climbed inside. Once he made it inside, he was seen going through the cash registers looking for money. Police said that the suspect was wearing a distinctive hat and green shirt. The manager later reported that there were no losses reported from the incident as the registers were empty. However, police had a nice clear video of the burglar. They just needed to find him. And it sure didn't take long. That's because later that day, he was spotted by employees who saw the surveillance video. And you won't believe where they saw him. He was inside the same restaurant waiting in line to order food. He stood out in the crowd because he was wearing the same clothing he had on in the surveillance video. El Pollo Loco employees called Costa Mesa police, who then arrived and arrested the 28-year-old suspect for burglary. It was also discovered that over a 2-night period, he had entered and ransacked a chiropractic business, DVD store and a liquor store. In those crimes, he managed to steal from $100 to $1,000 from registers, safes, and cash boxes. Apparently, he's a career criminal because he had recently been released from prison under local supervision as part of the state realignment. You would think that someone with this much experience in crime would have learned how to operate around surveillance equipment. But this guy didn't even bother wearing a mask. He then went back to the same restaurant he tried to rob and patiently waited in line. Well, after that foolish stunt, he was patiently waiting in an Orange County jail in lieu of $20,000 bail. A California man rides his bicycle to a CVS pharmacy in Fresno. He then leaves his bike outside the entrance and walks into the store. Once inside, he grabs a can of soda and a pair of headphones. But instead of bringing the merchandise to the cashier, he stuffed them in his backpack. Clearly, he wasn't planning to pay for these items. Police said he was seen on surveillance video running out of the store and across the parking lot. Of course, The images from the surveillance video raises a very good question. Didn't he arrive on a bike and leave it right in front of the store? Then why is he running away on foot? Well, apparently a store employee caught him in the act and was chasing him out the store. You can see the employee picking up the bike and bringing it into the store. But he also dropped his backpack. The employee picked that up as well. At some point during his escape, the man finally realizes that he forgot something. So he returns to the store and demands his bike and backpack from the employee. When they refuse, the man tries to take his belongings from the employee. The suspect then manages to recover the bike and starts to ride away. That's when he realized he still didn't have his backpack. So he actually went back to retrieve it. But the employee stood their ground. He then decides it's best to ride off with the bike and leave the backpack behind. When police arrived, the employee handed them the backpack. Inside they found the stolen can of soda and the headphones. But that wasn't all. The backpack also contained evidence connecting him to other crimes in the area. And if that wasn't enough, they also found his job resume inside. So now they had his name, address and phone number as well. The police chief said, "You don't have to be smart to be a criminal, but you do have to be smart to get away with committing a criminal act." Officers couldn't help but laugh while reading through his resume. The suspect had listed his skills as follows. A problem solver. Someone who can stay calm and make decisions based on common sense. This was actually on his resume. But wait, there's more. He also said he was a good customer service person, people person, family-oriented, has an outgoing personality, and raised with good morals on a family farm. Seriously? Well, apparently he forgot to add liar to his list of skills. Police soon located and arrested the 19-year-old suspect. They said he has a long criminal record and had been arrested 7 times. He was placed in the Fresno County Jail, charged with 13 felonies, including identity theft, robbery, burglary and auto theft.